I'm Chaitanya, and today what we're going to be doing is how to make an animated presentation, video, or anything else. And yeah, this is also how I make some of my videos that are animated. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so now that we're going, let's just open a new browser, and there's actually quite a few tools that we can use. My main tools are one, I tried using Powtoon once, and but currently I'm just gonna use Biteable. So Biteable, search that. And yeah, I'm just gonna click this, and I am gonna click this, and I am going to log in. Okay, and I'm gonna log in using Google, and here I am. So now that I'm in the Biteable area, I'm going to go to my videos. So here are some of my attempted videos, and some are actually on the channel. So let's actually create a new video. So start with an empty video is what I'm going to click, and I'm just going to click, I don't know what to say. My, the demo. I'm just gonna call this the demo, I guess. But yeah, so now that we're in this, I myself personally like using this because I like the clay add-on to it. So it's also really good stop motion. So that's what it is. And I'm going to actually, for the intro, I'm going to go over to Fun Icons, and I'm going to click this. I'm going to change the background color to something like this, and I'm going to say, and okay, and this Lightningcode, and yeah, I don't think that it would make sense to put my actual website, so I'm just gonna call this, I'm just gonna say something like lightningcode.com. Okay, and let's go here, and I'm gonna click this. This is the perfect thing for the intro, and Lightningcode. That's how every single one of them starts. And so now I'm going to start thinking on what I'm actually going to teach in this video. Also, I am going to upload this video. In the description, I'm going to send, I'm just going to upload a new video for whatever I do right here on camera. So yeah, also I'll have that. Actually, I can just save this and put it as a part of the thing, so I can show you that without my own commentary. So I'll just attach that at the end of the video, and let's keep going. So now I'm gonna do this, and so I've already done one about Unity and one about I learned code. So what I'm gonna do, how to start creating a game, I guess. So, and this is how to start making a Unity game. How to start making a Unity game. Okay, that works. And I'm going to immediately move to this, and I'm gonna say the hardest, so this is true for me, the hardest part of a game, of making a game, for me, is starting it. Right. Okay. Actually, I'm going to change this. I'm not gonna keep that as this. I think that I should use a different type of animation for this. I'm gonna say, for me, the hardest part of making a game is starting it. So, the first thing we need to do is think about what game it is, what game, or think about the idea of the game. And I'm just gonna do something like this. Also make sure that it can be, well, I don't really know how to explain this, but also make sure that it can go through with the whole game. So also make sure that it can be changed, because most of my games are actually get changed quite a bit upon the first even just entering the game. I start thinking of a better idea. Make sure that it can be changed, and that you think of a full game idea. So what I mean by a full game idea is most of the time when you're thinking of like a ball, make sure that you think of things like okay, is there going to be power-ups? Will there how will you win? Will you win by getting milk at the end? Like interesting stuff like that, because some games I've actually thought that were really good ideas I ended up abandoning them because there was practically no way to carry on with my game. So that's one thing to note. And yeah, I'm gonna actually say that. So think of a full game idea, because so I'm just gonna say not this actually. I'm just gonna delete it by doing this and make sure that it can be changed on a full game idea. And I'm gonna say because it can be hard to carry on the game. Okay. Because it can be hard to think about how the game ends and what makes it unique. I have learned this from my past games. Okay, and I'm gonna open this right here. Okay, that looks good to me. And let's go to the rest. So now that's it for part 1. So now it's 2. So the second thing of starting a Unity game is thinking about, so we've got through the thinking part on what to think about. So now we need to know what to start off with. So we need to know the assets and we need to know what we can get. So I prefer just starting off with one asset and then building from what you've got. So yeah. Now for the second part. Now for the second part. So I'm going to say this is important because it is not that easy making every single asset. Single asset. And what this is so after you have an idea, look at the assets in the asset store before you start creating game. So for this, the reason that I'm saying this is because before we always need to look at the asset store before I start creating a game, is because I've also learned this from my past mistakes, where this is from one of my already created games. Although it did turn out, although I would be okay with how it turned out, it was still kind of hard to use because it was a paper airplane game, and when I searched through the asset store, I couldn't find an asset for that. So, but the game was already created, so I guess I needed to either create an asset myself, which would take a little bit of time, or yeah, like just scour the internet for looking at assets from other sites, which I'm not really sure, but I kind of wanted to finish the game as soon as I can, so that was a real hard time. So, and then so yeah, and I'm gonna say this is so that you know what assets and cat what assets. This is so that you know what assets and what assets you will use and if there are any. Okay, and now for what I assume will be the final thing to start off with is so now I'm just gonna say and so I'm gonna say now for the final. Okay, so this step is what I'm thinking about is when you start your asset. So I'm going to say once you found your asset, so let's go right here, and I'm going to say once you have found the asset, start by putting in the player asset. So start by putting in the player first. Player asset first. So this is because this is also because due to this part, and because I realized that maybe using the car assets first might have helped a little bit more, because if I inserted these assets first, I could see how they looked, what I should do, and I would also know if these assets were going to be hard to use, and I would also be able to immediately add all of my rigid body and movement scripts, so that all I need to do after that is just insert some plane, or in this case a plane, to see if it works. So I can just work on the code first, and it's always better to work on the code first, because then at the end for UI and stuff, you won't need to spend a lot of time working on the code for a new thing. It's better to have thought of everything first. So that's also related to why I said you should think of the whole thing first. So we need to think about the idea of the game. Also make sure, and you think of a full game idea, because how the game ends makes it unique, and also like what other stuff you can add to it and change. Just like that, there's so many things that so start by putting the player asset first. And the reason this is because of what I said. I'm gonna actually use a different one. And I say okay. And okay. And this is because it's giving me troubles. Wait, what's going on? Did this glitch? Okay. Well, I'm just gonna I think it'll be easier because it's just glitch. I'm just gonna delete the scene and add the same exact scene again, like this. And let's move it. So this also makes it easier to change in the long run. This makes it easier to change the thing. What? Oh, great. It's the same glitch. Oh no. Okay. What is going on here? Okay, so this makes it easier to change and add change and add the surroundings. Okay. And okay, this makes it easier to change and add the surroundings for any type of so like just in case you want to change the levels, or you can do many stuff, like if you wanted to change the levels, what's it called? You can change levels, you can add stuff to it, and you can specifically, yeah, you won't need to go back and work so hard to do different stuff. Rather, if you create something, but then you realize that it's actually easier to do this, so you can test by doing that. And also, I may not be putting it in here, but actually I should be. I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna add and everything. Also, it is better to save two versions of the game in case one does not get saved, or it gets corrupted or messed up. Corrupted. Okay. Now I'm just gonna finish it off. And yeah, so I'm gonna do join Lightningcode. Join Lightning for more. And for the final thing, which I'm gonna wrap this up quickly, is this one. Join Lightningcode. At gmail.com. And yeah. I'm also gonna add and subscribe to Lightningcode. Subscribe to Lightningcode. So now that we're done with this thing, let's view it. Okay. Actually, maybe it would be better if I add this at the end of the story. So yeah, so after this, yeah, I just showed you a snippet of how it actually looks. So yeah, I'm gonna export this. I think it looks like it worked out fine. So now it's gonna start my build, and let's cut this out. So I'm just gonna wait for this. So it's just gonna say some funny, supposedly, parts. It'll say some extra funny things like baking your video in the oven and things like that. So yeah, I think that I'm just gonna wait until it's fully finished. Okay, right now it's pretty close to 50%. Okay. And yeah, that. Okay, we're going. It does say some interesting stuff though. I mean, okay, I don't really have anything else to say about this. Yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward until the end. So this also only takes about like 30 to 1 minute to fully load this, and yeah, it's joining the scenes now. So I assume that this is going to finish in only a few seconds. So yeah, this takes about that. And I also wanted to note, if you ever wanted to change the video, you can go back and change it at any time. But before you click, it'll automatically take you to this screen if you edit it. And before you click download watermark video, after you've changed your video. So currently I just did it, but if I wanted to change my video, I should click rebuild video. I should not click download watermark video, because that will not save the changes that I did. Only rebuilding the video will save my changes. So now now otherwise than that, I'm just gonna attach this part at the end of this video. Bye. I mean, until you finish the animation. I guess bye.